Would I Lie to You? Strictly a Lady, Claudia Winkleman. Chips and Gravy, Jason Manford. And their team captain, David Mitchell. And facing them tonight, she's a comedy character, Miranda Hart. He used to be a barrister, Clive Anderson. And their team captain, Lee Mack. And here's your host, Rob Brydon.
Good evening. Welcome to Would I Lie to You, the show where barefaced lying is actively encouraged. Experts say that if you suspect your spouse is lying, you should keep a diary of what they claim they've been doing. Or you can turn a blind eye, and that way you get to keep the house and still see your children. And it's claimed women in their 30s are the most likely to lie on their CVs, or as they call themselves on their CVs, women in their late 20s. And so to round one, Home Truths, where our panellists each read out a statement from the card in front of them. To make things harder, they've never seen the card before, so they have no idea what they'll be faced with. It's up to the opposing team to sort out the truth from the lies. Claudia is first up.
OK. Oh. Good. I once put nail polish remover in my fish tank to give my goldfish more energy.
Lee's team, quiz her relentlessly.
When was this?
I was small. I was 5, 6 when I had goldfish. They were lovely, sweet things.
What happened to the goldfish?
They were fine. They were fine.
They survived?
Yes. I didn't put the whole bottle in. I just put a tiny, just like a little bit, just to give them a bit more pizzazz.
I should say at this point to people who might be watching at home or just in Dixon's window that we don't encourage interfering with fish in any way.
How many goldfish did you have?
I had 2.
2 goldfish. What were they called?
Rabbit and cat.
What was your rabbit and your cat
Was your cat called Dog?
No.
Was your mum called Dad? Why did you think it would give them energy?
Because I thought they were looking a bit sleepy and they were never really doing enough hoo-ha. So I put it in a bridge, and what you want them to do is play hide and seek and hide under the bridge and then come up and go weave through the green, the pond life, the water, the plants.
Yes.
Do you think David Attenborough's job is threatened by you?
The point is when you buy freshly cut flowers, they often say put in an aspirin or some nail polish remover, and it will just make them for longer.
Whoa. I've never heard that.
I've heard aspirin, but not...
Why would you give aspirin to flowers?
Because they got a headache.
I think it's their feet that are hurting, surely.
So that's when you see a bunch of flowers, you think they're silently going, my feet!
Well, no. What they're actually saying is, where the hell are my feet? My ankles are killing.
As you'd know if you're an amputee, you can still get an itch in the bit of you that's been cut off.
You're going to have to work on your catchphrases, David.
You've heard the story. I know what I think. I can't share that with you because I have to remain impartial.
Do you know?
We've never asked Rob this. But what do you think, Rob?
I think Claudia needs 24-hour care. Anyway, to return to what we were concerned with a moment earlier.
I don't know. I can imagine a child doing something like that.
Yeah.
I can't believe it would work, would it?
Drive the distraction. It broke flapping around that big crazy...
Well, then it worked, didn't it? It did work. It did have more energy.
Did they...
So what we go for, Clive?
Well, I think it's a lie.
What do you think?
It's a lie.
Well, then I'll go with my team and say that it's a lie.
Saying it's a lie. OK, Claudia Winkleman.
Yes.
True or false?
It is, in
lie?
fact, a truth.
Yes, it was true all along. Claudia did once put nail polish remover in her fish tank to give her goldfish more energy. And that was the last time in her life that Claudia Winkleman wasted a single drop of makeup. So, Clive, you're next.
Right. I once had my wallet stolen by a walrus.
What's the context?
The context? It's not that long ago, actually. I was in Greenland making a radio programme to look at Inuit ways of dealing with criminal justice.
And what was the walrus
Doing, right?
Why was he involved, this walrus?
There was a sort of I couldn't call it a zoo, more than a menagerie, sort of by the sea, with a variety of animals there. And there was like a sort of tamish walrus there. I had my wallet in my hand, because I'd actually, for once, paid for something on a trip for the BBC. Now, this will be implausible, obviously. And I put it there, and it sort of picked it up, as though it was going to eat it or something, and then dived in the water, and we never got the wallet back. So.
Wait. I have many questions.
Yes.
What were you buying in this menagerie? You've got your wallet out to what?
Wait, this is just to get in. I'd taken my wallet out to pay for the...
Wait, so the walrus is right by the entrance?
It was a cross.
That's crazy.
Did you have to ring, like, the card company to say, I've had me... Have they been stolen or lost?
Yes.
Well, sort of stolen.
Yes.
But it was a walrus, so...
It was hard.
If there's any sort of transactions on it, they'll probably all be undersea.
This may be a scam, for all I know, that they then dive down afterwards and
Identity theft. That's what you're worried about. A walrus. Just walking around. Do you remember me?
How did it take it? I mean, in what...
It was a sort of tame walrus, and it's sort of... Could you play me?
Look at me. Right, what do you want me to be you?
A very valuable reenactment.
Right, I'll be you.
You're just holding the wallet there, and it just went... and just kind of knocked it and then grabbed it there, and then went into the water.
Knocked it and then grabbed it. So flicked it out of your hand.
This is what I recall happening.
And did you get... Were you very badly splashed? Were you very grumpy about it, or did you all...
I was certainly grumpy about it.
Yeah. I'll play you being grumpy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
reenact.
When you're doing trips like this...
David's team, what do you think?
Claudia, I sense you're sceptical.
When you pay for something, you put your wallet back. You don't wander around a menagerie holding your wallet like some sort of ice cream cone.
Yeah.
I think it's got to be a lie.
And Jason?
I think it's a lie.
I think it's a lie.
So you're going to say it's a lie?
We're going to say it's a lie.
Saying it's a lie. OK, Clive.
It's a lie.
Yes, it's a lie. Clive didn't once have his wallet stolen by a walrus. I once made love to a walrus, Barry White. Always gets me in the mood. Miranda is up next. Miranda, reveal all.
One of my best friends at school was a little man I'd made from a slice of toast that I always kept in my bag.
OK.
Yes, true. Next question.
What was his name?
Tim.
Tim Toast.
In the toast, man.
How did you make him?
I cut him. I actually
With
figured
scissors?
him myself.
Scissors or a
essentially-
knife?
Scissors.
Scissors, so you got a piece of toast, brown or white?
Good question.
Brown toast. Was he buttered?
No, he wasn't buttered. That would be stupid, David.
I was thinking, maybe you make yourself a piece of toast, you butter it unthinkingly before you say, oh no, that was the one I was going to cut out and make a friend of. And now, unfortunately, I've buttered my friend,
No,
but then my friend will be more buttery, which is... The fats in the butter would help preserve the friend from the mould, which will otherwise develop, which is going to be the central part of my next question. How long did Tim last before he rotted? And what did you feel when you saw Tim, who you'd
I
created,
stopped listening
rotting?
about 10 minutes ago. What are you asking me?
I'm asking what happened about the rotting of Tim.
I don't remember a rotting.
How old were you when you made Tim?
7 or 8.
And how old were you when you stopped being interested in Tim?
29.
And what did he do, Tim?
Did you never have an imaginary friend? He was just...
This wasn't an imaginary friend. This is a friend that just happens to be made out of a piece of toast.
Did you make him, you know, in your own image?
I do remember designing big legs because I wanted him to be a fast runner like what I was.
Where did Tim sleep?
In the toaster?
I mean, did you take him to bed?
All right, then, David's team, I think you've heard enough.
What do you think, Doria?
I think it's true. I'd be very happy to make a small piece of toast friend.
Huh?
think true.
I don't know, so I'm happy to go with true, yes.
You're saying it's true?
I'm saying it's true.
OK, Miranda, is it true or is it a lie?
It is, in fact... It...
Well done. It was a lie all along. One of Miranda's best friends at school was not a little man that she'd made from a slice of toast.
Well, it makes sense now.
A little man who lives in a woman's handbag is both the plot of a charming children's story and grounds for committal to a psychiatric institution. Our next round is called The Ring of Truth, in which I read out amazing celebrity facts, and all our teams have to do is decide whether they're true or not. What could be simpler? Lee, take a look at this.
Have you ever met Jodie Marsh?
Yeah, I met her at a book signing, and that's clever, she wrote her own book.
What do you want to do in life?
I'd like to be, just like the next Jodie Marsh and be, famous and that, and then when I got too old to do that, I'd like to be a writer, because I like writing. I've already started writing my autobiography, and I'm dead young, but I can just carry it on.
What is your book called?
It's called Ups, Downs and Wishes.
Why?
Because it's got, all the ups in my life and all the downs and all my wishes.
Is the premise of that show that the people interviewed are too boring to be interviewed by humans? They have to use a computer, because otherwise a human interviewing them would die of boredom.
Is she not your type? All right, here's the related fact, then. For Lee's team, David Beckham gave a copy of his own autobiography to Nelson Mandela as a Christmas present. Now, is that true?
What would Nelson Mandela do with a colouring book?
It's more like to give him a football or a shirt, though, wouldn't he? Or something like that. Or a pair of boots.
But he's 90.
He could always...
What's he going to do with the boots? He's going to do the football.
Can you do David Beckham? Can you do his voice?
I can do that sort of thing, yeah, like that.
Could you do it then? Could you do it now? Could you do
I'm doing it now.
For Nelson Mandela's 90th birthday in 2008, David Beckham sent this message. Mr. Mandela, I'll do it nicely. I'll do it to Sean Connery.
Do it as Ronnie Corbett or Terry Wogan. Ronnie Corbett, Terry Wogan. Do Frank Spencer.
The message went like this.
Rob, I think you probably safest tell us first who it is, and then we'll know.
I'm not going to say who it is.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll just say he's a bit of a tit, OK? And then you go there.
Oh! Mr. Mandela, happy 90th birthday. Sorry I can't be with you, but I'm sure you'll have an amazing day.
Lee's team, what's your guess?
I think it's not true. I think he gave him something else, but I don't know why I say that.
I reckon that's true.
Truth, lie. I'm going to say... Truth.
You saying it's true?
Gripping the desk, man. For goodness sake. It's a puddle game.
That's not the desk.
You're saying true? Yes, it is true. David Beckham did give a copy of his own autobiography to Nelson Mandela as a Christmas present, as if the man hadn't suffered enough. Not so much a long walk to freedom, more a short walk to the bin. So at the end of that round, David's team have 2 points and Lee's team have 2 points. Our next round is called This Is My, where we bring on a mystery guest who has a close connection to one of our panellists. This week, each of Lee's team will claim it's them that has the genuine connection to the guest, and it's up to David's team to spot who's telling the truth. So please welcome this week's special guest, Owen. So, Miranda Hart, what is Owen to you?
This is Owen, and he stopped me attending his yoga classes because I couldn't stop laughing.
Right. Lee.
This is Owen. He's a professional juggler, and he's teaching me to juggle.
Right. And Clive, how do you know Owen?
He is my builder, and in fact, he was working on my roof once and fell through it while I was watching television.
My word.
Oh.
All right. David, where do you want to start?
Right, Clive, what was on TV?
What was on? I'm afraid to say it was Richard and Judy. And this was really embarrassing. It was daytime telly. Owen I've known for quite a while. He's done a lot of building work for me, and he used to make fun of the fact that sometimes I was at home, and I would say, well, I explain I was working. And sometimes the television would go on, I have to explain, oh, well, I'm watching the television because I'm researching something.
So as he came through the ceiling, you shouted, "There's an item on Inwit Justice coming up!"
What was he doing on your roof?
My roof is a nightmare. So I've had endless time with builders on the roof, including Owen. First it was his father.
And he fell through.
No.
And his father before him, and his father before him.
He was pulling up the lead or the zinc that forms the valley gutter and was standing on the slates, and unfortunately that created a hole, and his legs came through, and then eventually, of course, brought down the whole ceiling eventually.
OK, Lee.
Yes?
So you're looking to develop more showbiz skills?
Correct. What made you think juggling? My 4-year-old son went to a children's party and said, I saw a juggler today. I wish you could juggle, Daddy. Oh. And I looked into that little boy's eyes and I said, son... I said, son, if you want to see your old daddy juggling, you know. So, how many lessons have you had? Well, I look over at Rob and I see that he's got balls on his desk. And I would, thank you. I'm not doing that one.
Oh?
Oh, 4. Well, what about the 7 clubs? Why did I do that, Rob? 2 lessons.
Surely you ought to get Owen to do the juggling.
Him? He's a builder. I've only had 2 lessons, so I'm just learning the basics at the moment.
Oh, it seems like that, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, I'm literally, I'm only going 2 just learning the hand. He's not a very good teacher.
I mean, basically, we've learnt absolutely nothing from that, because if Lee did know how to juggle it, he would not now be juggling as well as he could.
Good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
what about Miranda's claim?
And what's so funny about yoga?
A couple joined our class, and they just got engaged and they wanted to tone pre-wedding, and they were very earnest. And that's when it started going wrong, because they were what made me laugh a lot.
What was it that they did that was...
Well, the first thing was that when they did positions, they looked into each other's eyes quite earnestly, and I found that very funny.
Right.
And then another time, we were doing the sun salutations. I don't know if you're aware of yoga. And Owen said, "And into downward dog," which was always amusing anyway. And the woman did the biggest fart. I would have got myself together, I think, there. But the fiancé, he said very earnestly, "And there she blows."
OK, we need an answer. So David's team is Owen, Miranda's ex-yoga teacher, Lee's juggling coach, or Clive's tumbling tradesman?
I don't believe that Lee would just have juggling lessons just so he could look his son in the eye. I completely believe about Clive's roof.
Is there many male yoga teachers? That's the other one I'm going to throw there. It seems a little bit of like a girl's job. It's like the first time you've ever been out of the north. No, it does. Is there such thing? It's because it sounds to me like homosexuals. Do you know what? You always do this when I'm on the show. You're from the north. I thought I was from the north till I met you.
OK, I do need an answer, chaps.
Well, shall we go with Clive, then?
I think so.
Yeah.
So, you think that it's Clive's roofer, Owen. Would you like to reveal your true identity?
I'm actually a professional juggler and I've been teaching Lee.
Fulger Mitchell! Look at these go! Look at these babies! There's the full shower! Like that! There's the big finish! Look at that! What about the kids' side of things? My kid genuinely went to a birthday party and came home and said, I saw a juggler, it was the best thing I've ever seen. I wish you could do juggling, Daddy.
Aww.
Oh.
That's the kind of man I am, girls. Yeah. So if anyone's up for it... Yeah.
have to say, when you hear things like that, it just adds to the mystery of why the social services took them away, doesn't it? Yes, Owen is teaching Lee to juggle. Thank you very much, Owen. Which brings us to our final round, quick-fire lies, in which our panellists lie not only through their teeth, but, of course, against the clock. Starting with... it's you, David.
I was thrown out of a nightclub for refusing to stop dancing on a table.
There we are.
What was the name of the nightclub?
It was called Cindy's.
Cindy.
This is taking on a whole new...
David couldn't think of a name and went, think of your dolls. Cindy's. Why were you on the table? What was the occasion?
It was just... there were just a group of us went to this nightclub, you know, on a Saturday night, I think, and got very pissed.
When they said, please stop,
Yeah.
what did you say back?
Hammer time.
I think I was sort of, if you can imagine this, in a slightly drunken state of self-righteousness. And I sort of thought I wasn't doing any harm.
What kind of music were you into then?
Yeah, you know, whatever was on.
What?
A quite fast
What
foxtrot?
music? What
I mean, what were we talking about? This is going at some speed. I'm getting on the table.
No, it was, you know, it was pop music.
When
that they
was
play
it? Pop
music. No. The expression pop music is totally legitimate. It is not in the same category as talking about the hit parade. You can say pop music without turning to tweed.
Lee, it's time to reach a decision here.
Miranda, what is our decision?
Well, I've seen David drunk many times, but I've never seen him dance before.
So you're thinking it's a lie?
I think it's a lie.
It so has to be a lie.
It's got to be a lie. I thought it was a lie when he said, once in a nightclub, my shutters went down.
You're saying it's a lie. David, is it the truth or is it a lie?
It is a lie.
Next, it's Jason.
All right. I once put out a fire using my neighbour's milk.
There we are, Lee's team. Is that possible?
Was it a very small fire?
It was, you know, a fire. Say for example, that desk was on fire. It was about that big, and it wasn't just one neighbour's. It was about 15 neighbours.
15 neighbours? What? What time of day was this?
In the morning when the milk came.
Well, one of your neighbours were up early enough to bring the milk.
It was a Saturday. It's a Saturday, they having a lie in and you get double milk because of the Sunday, you know.
So what was on fire, please?
It's just on like a field, there was like some dried grass.
Just a bonfire, then?
Well, we just thought, oh, look at that dried grass, let's set it on fire. And, you know, that's what you do when you're 25. I think we were about 8 or 9.
But basically, you're an arsonist. You started the fire.
Yes.
And then stole some milk in order to put it out. When it could have just burnt out quite happily on its own. There was no need, really, for...
Yeah, but at 8,
He was 8.
I've not got this knowledge of fire. I'd seen 3 episodes of London's Burning. I don't know why.
I'm not sure that adds up, Jason. How long's London Burning been on?
I think you can believe him. He's seen London's Burning.
I'm not sure London's Burning, the programme, was on.
So you're disputing when London's Burning first came onto our screen?
Yes. Oh, that's it, yeah.
Right, Jason was born in 1981, so he is alleging that by 1989, London's Burning was already on television. I believe him.
1981, he looks like me uncle.
Anyway, can we get back to the story? How far do you have to go to get the milk?
I was a kid, I didn't measure it. I mean, about...
Give us a rough...
12 and a half metres.
About 12
metres.
Why don't you just get a knock at the door and say, quick, the field's on fire?
Because then that would be admitting
Yeah.
that there was a fire. Whereas in this instant, the only thing that happened was a milkman got sacked for not delivering milk.
So there was, just to clarify, before we say our decision, you took how many bottles of milk to put out the fire?
15 or so.
15?
15, 10.
Well, I take you back to your earlier answer, which was 15 houses, and on a Saturday they got double milk.
It's very fair mind and he took 1 pint from each house.
So what are you going to say, Lee? What are you going for here?
Oh,
I don't know now.
The whole answer was delivered in such an implausible and frankly guilty-sounding way.
Yeah. What do you think, Miranda?
I think it's a truth.
Well, Jason, where were you brought up?
Manchester.
Yeah, you see, I was brought up around Manchester, and I can imagine the bit about you saying, all right, let's go in there and set fire to a field. Believable. Yeah. You go, oh, no, that's a bit big. Better put it out with some milk and be good citizens. Yeah. Doesn't really sort of add up.
So what are you gonna plump for?
You're saying the truth.
Truth.
You're saying a lie.
Yeah.
I'll go with Miranda and say we think that's the truth.
You're saying it's the truth. Okay, so, Jason, is it the truth?
It is a true.
Next, Claudia Winkleman.
Hey! Oh, possession.
Ah, now, there's a box just behind the stage there, Claudia, if you'd like to get the box.
Hold on, bear with me.
Take out its contents.
OK. In here is my pet cat from when I was little, and my dad had her stuff for me when she died.
Oh.
Here she is.
Oh. I'm going to just pop her on the desk there, Claudia.
Was she run over? Did you want your father to stuff your cat?
No,
once
but I
it
was
died?
so devastated, I was so upset that she died. So my dad, as a present, gave her to me, all stuffed, and she came to my wedding.
Sorry. Came to your wedding?
I think Lee, not of her own accord.
Was she a bridesmaid and came down on a trolley?
No.
Claudia, sorry, can you just remind us again how your poor little cat died?
Yes, well, she got sick.
And were you pleased with this dead cat?
Stuffed cat.
I was very pleased because she's sort of lucky. Like, if you're anyone's
She's
near
lucky.
her...
I would hate to see what happens to the unlucky one. What are we saying?
I want this to be true because it'll be funny. It'll be funny if it's true.
I just don't believe Claudia, even in Claudia's world, which I love. However, this is a step too far. I just don't believe. Well,
That's pretty convincing.
What the hell? She looks like a very lovely but slightly unstable woman, and I'm going to say that that's true.
You're saying it's true. OK, Claudia Winkleman, is it true or is it a lie?
It is indeed a lie.
Oh, what a shame.
It's a lie. It's not Claudia's pet cat that was stuffed when it died. I considered having my own cat stuffed, but I prefer to remember him peacefully attached to the grille of that Hyundai as it sped away. That's what he would have wanted. And that noise signals time's up. It's the end of the show, and I can reveal that David's team have 3 points, but Lee's team have romped to victory with 7. Of course, it's not just a team game, and my individual liar of the week is Claudia Winkleman. Yes, it goes to show being as mad as a bag full of chimps had to come in handy sooner or later. Good night.
What I Lie to You is back in its normal Monday night slot at 10:35 next week. Happy Days over on BBC 3 right now. Peter starts a new religion dedicated to the Fonz in a Family Guy double bill. Sandra Bullock and Ben Affleck pair up here in 15 minutes for romantic comedy Forces of Nature. That's after the news next on BBC One.